Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today I have for you a 2025, so it is brand new Acura MDX with the technology package. So this one is kind of special to me because I actually own an all black Acura MDX already. Mine is the 2020 model, which I made a video of. I'll put a link in the description to the 2020 model if you're interested in that. But this is the 2025 going on to the 2026. Same package, technology package, which is the one that I've got, but it is revised even down to the very key fob has been revised from the old one. It does have remote start and all those goodies on it, but we're going to take a look at it today and we're going to see how you guys like it. What's good, YouTube? This hood is really light. Giddy up! So let's just start off at the front of the vehicle. It still looks very similar to my Acura MDX at the front. The styling has gotten a little bit more squared off. You might even say a little bit more aggressive, and the Acura badge, they have made that even bigger on this particular one. You do still have the cool daytime running lamps, and it's awesome the way that they do the lights. A very small, sleek design. They've made it even smaller than what they did on my particular model, but I would say that the face of this car almost looks like Darth Vader's mask, kind of like the Mustang GT does. For those of you that don't know, the front of the Mustang GT was actually designed partly off of Darth Vader's mask. This carries the same design cues, in my opinion, with all of the sharp lines and everything. In order to remote start the car so you can see the lights on, you press the engine lock and then you press and hold the engine button and you'll see that the car will start up. Now if I open the car, you can see there the indicator lights or the signal lights. I'm going to turn the lights on so you can see what they look like. So this particular one does not have fog lights down there, but you really actually don't need them. At nighttime, Acura has some of the brightest lights out there. So you can see that full daytime running lamp that goes up like this. It's just flashing because of the camera resolution, so it doesn't actually flash in real life. And then it's got regular HID headlights. And like I said, at nighttime, they are super duper bright. But I do like the way that they look on this car. It definitely stands out at nighttime when you're driving. Going down the side of the car, there is a little bit of a difference from the 2025, from the 2020 model that I have, which is the hood is actually longer, but the back of the car I think is a bit shorter than what it was on the 2020 model. It still looks good. I feel like it still resembles what the 2020 model looks like, just slightly revised, a little bit of different body lines. You still get fairly big wheels. So these ones are just kind of like a silver and a dark gray. So they're slightly, at least they look kind of two-tone. This bit silver, and then the bit on the inside is a bit more of a darker silver. But you still get two 55s, 50 R20s. So still a 20-inch rim on these Bridgestone Alenza tires, which is a good all-season tire. I like the look of my rims more than the one on these, and I'm going to do a video where I do a side-by-side with both vehicles so that you can see it. But going down the back, as you can see, you've got silver that goes all the way around the door frames, which looks pretty good, and then you've just got that one silver piece that goes along both the front door and the back door. As I said, if you look at this, gives you the details here. Difficult to see it because of the glare, but MDX with the super handling all-wheel drive, and tech just means it's got the technology package. This one going out the door it's pretty expensive. 60,000, almost 61,000. And that's because, you know, you add a few of the features to this car, but just going over some of the specs on it. 290 horsepower, 267 pound-feet of torque, so no different than the one that I had in the 2020. 0 to 60 in this one is around 6.6 seconds, but if you get the one with the more prestigious engine, which is basically the V6 turbo, then it's around 355 horsepower, and I think it's 345 roundabout there in torque. That does 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds. That's the Model S, so it has the same engine as what the TLX S-Type would have. Gas mileage has not improved. I mean, look at this. Combined 21, 19 city, 25 highway. That is the same as what it was on the model that I have. I expected it to improve just with technology, but I guess it hasn't. The back of the car looks pretty decent. Like these lights. In order to do the automatic trunk release, you press and hold this button. You should hear a beep. The lights flash just to warn people that the trunk's going up, and then the trunk automatically opens. And as you can see, you've got a good amount of room back here. I'll put the cargo space up on the screen so you can see it, but there is a decent amount of cargo space in the back of this car. It is a third row SUV, so it does seat 7. And then you also have this little piece here, which actually lifts up. Let me put my key down for a second. When you lift this up, there is another deeper part, but different than my model year. This piece actually comes out, so it gives you a little bit more space. But the good part about this is on mine, it does not come out, and it's just carpeted. On this one, you can actually flip it round, and then you can slide it back in, and then you can have it on the hard side. So if you're moving something that's a bit more, that's going to scratch your carpet up, you can swap this around onto the hard side. It's very easy to take out and put back in. Like I said, you lift this up, you can just pull it out, flip it back around, slide it back in, and then you can plug in the, you know, that piece. The seats are down. In order to lift the seats back up, you just grab these handles. You can pull these all the way back, and then the seats are up. I think that there is a little bit more room than what there is on mine as far as the width of this space. Where my seats are up, there's less room in the back of the car. These headrests also can come up back in place. In order to put the seats down, you can just pull the lever, the headrest will come down, and then you can push the seat forward. So that's a cool little touch. You do get a 12 volt back here. Sorry, my hand's broke, so I don't have very much strength to open this up. There you go. 12 volt here. This locks it from being able to go down and shut on anyone. So that's pretty cool. These cars can also tow 3,500 pounds, and if you've got the front wheel drive, if you've got the super handling all-wheel drive, it can actually tow up to 5,000 pounds. Okay, in order to close the hatch, you can press the button up here, or you can hold the button on the key fob and it just slowly closes back down. So very, very nice to look at. As you can see, my MDX has showed up right there, so we're going to do a side-by-side with both of them so I can show you the positives and negatives, but that's going to be for a different video. So this does also have lights in the wing mirrors. If you press it and open the car, the wing mirrors do fold out just like they do on the 2020 model technology package. If you lock it, it will flash and the wing mirrors will fold back in, so that's a nice touch. Mine has the black leather interior, whereas this has got the tan interior, which I don't mind, but because we've got 4 children, that might get dirty a little quickly. I'm gonna see if there's any extra room in this particular model more than there is on mine. The interior, this is how I feel about the new MDX. I feel like the new one has got the benefit of having a much nicer looking interior. The difference is on the old one, I think the old one, which is right there, when I say old, it's not that old, it's a 2020. I feel like the old one has got a nicer exterior. Now this is with my seat all the way back. I don't have that much leg room. Now the person in front could move forward, but I just wanted to show you how much leg room is in this if the seat is all the way back and I'm 6'4". The interior of this thing is where it absolutely just shines. Absolutely shines 100%. This is such an upgrade to my model. The only thing I don't like is that they used a lot of gloss black over here on the passenger side dash, and there's gloss black here, which the kids are going to get fingerprints here. But other than that, I am very impressed by that. They did make another big change on the interior, which I'm going to show you. So on my model, this middle piece does not come out. On this new one with the technology package, if you pull this, it actually makes this centerpiece drop down, which has cup holders in it. But this whole centerpiece, I'm not going to do it right now because I only have one good hand, but this whole centerpiece will pull out and you basically will have 2 captain's chairs instead of a bench seat, which makes it easier for people to get in and out of the car instead of using these pulls down here, which basically slides the seat forward. Or the back person can press this, it will slide the seat forward. But it's not too hard to get back here, and I've sat back here before. There's a decent amount of room, especially for young kids in these back seats. So it is definitely a legit 7-seater. Taking a quick look under the hood, and even though it does look a little bit different than what it does on the 2020 model, it's really the same basic setup. So it's a 3.5 V6 engine making 290 horsepower, 267 pound-feet of torque. Like I said, 25 on the highway, 19 in the city for a combined of 21 miles to the gallon, which is not that great. That's even less miles to the gallon than what my minivan used to get. But I will say the engine cover, it looks a lot nicer than what it does on my MDX. And it's pretty easy, looks like, to get to most of the things and to work on it. This is super clean. This one only had 60 miles on it when I picked it up. So it's got about 100 miles on it now. So this is literally brand new. The one thing I will say also is that this car feels slower. It's about 300 or 400 pounds heavier than what my MDX there is. Probably just because it's longer and it's got more technology, but you definitely feel that it's a little bit slower. I did read that it needs a 600-mile braking period, so that also might be the reason why it doesn't feel as fast as what mine does. Standard with the technology package is you do get these rear shades, which, you know, the windows are tinted at the back anyway, but it's a nice added touch. My technology package did not come with that. And there's some other really cool features that I'm going to show you on the interior right now before we take it for a spin. Okay, in order to turn the car on, you just place your foot on the brake pedal down here, and then you're going to hit the engine start-stop button. And as you can see, you get that cool pattern, and then you're going to get one on the screen over here. Super cool, very nice change for the MDX. One thing that I hated about mine is that it did not have a digital dash, and I just thought that that was kind of crazy for a 2025. Definitely felt like it should have had a digital dash on it. Plenty of features, plethora of features that you can go through. So if you flick using this here, then you can see you can go through phone, AM, USB, all that good stuff. You've also got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and it's actually wireless. Now the one in my car, you have to have your phone plugged in order to use all of these features. So when you press that, you can see that basically the map comes up. You've got a good, I believe this is a 12-inch screen. I'll look it up, put it up on the screen just to make sure. But I believe that that's a 12-inch touch screen. Super cool on the maps. When you actually put your car in drive, you can have the map come up on this side as well, I believe. This one, unlike mine, has actually got 3 settings for the memory seats. Mine only has 2, so that's cool. Like I said, the mirrors do fold in. If you press this button, it'll fold the mirrors in for you. Press that button down here again, folds the mirrors back out. You have got dual climate control in here. I love the way that the new layup looks. This is for your transmission, so this is to put it into drive and sport mode. Neutral, you pull back on this for reverse, and then that's park. You press this and it has all of your charging, USB-A, USB-C, USB-A right here. This is for the brake hold. This is to turn traction control off. The volume knob is here, and you can skip through songs here. You've got wireless charging down here for your phone, which is excellent. If you lift this up, you've got a nice flat pocket here that you can put another phone in, or if you lift this piece, you've got another deeper part to put more storage in, and there's 2 more USB-Cs down there. Cup holders are a good size. You've also got cup holders down in your door. Glove compartment is, it's not the biggest thing for a SUV, but it's probably about the same size as it is on mine. I do like how this gloss black looks, but I can tell it's going to get a lot of fingerprints on it. These are going to get plenty of fingerprints on it because they're high touch places. This package only comes with 3-level heated seats. It does not come with cooled seats, which I think for the technology package in 2026, that's kind of ridiculous that it doesn't come with cooled seats, especially for this car being $60,000. It is not cheap, so I expect it to come with some of those finer things. One of the cool things is, look up here. This is a full moonroof. So if I slide this forward, then it will, oh, now it's going to make me a liar. It should close it. So this will open it, one press, and it slides that all the way back to here. If you press it again, it slides even further back. This opens up a lot more than the sunroof on my particular one. If you push it forward once, it should move it all the way back to closed. And then if you push the one on the other side, it actually closes the shade all the way as well. So that is a very nice touch. I love the fact that that is standard on the technology package. It was not standard because it didn't have it on the 2020 version, which is the one that me and my wife own. All right, let's take this thing for a spin. 2025, brand new Acura MDX with the technology package. And this car only has 114 miles on it, and I put half of those miles on it. So it is a brand new vehicle. But how does this one drive? Well, let me give you a comparison. So if I compare it to my 2020 model, this car totally feels slower. I think when you go to another generation of MDX, I feel like you should definitely give it a horsepower bump. My MDX has 290 horsepower. I feel like they should have made this 300 or 310 minimum, just so that when people are going up to the next level, they feel like they're getting a little extra, even if the torque number was the same. But basically the engine makes the same power all the way around. 290 horsepower in mine, same in this, 267 pound-feet of torque, exactly the same in my 2020 model. The reason why my 2020 model feels faster is because it's 300 or 400 pounds lighter than this. So you're actually losing some performance when you go to this model. The only way you gain performance is if you get the V6 with the turbo on it, which is also the same type of engine that's in the Acura TLX Type S. One thing I will say about this is they've refined it, so the interior is a lot more refined, it feels a lot more plush, and it drives more quiet. If I get on the gas, it makes a little engine sound, but not a ton. What I would say is my MDX actually makes more engine noise than what this one does. Now, depending on who you are, that could be a good or bad thing. Some people like the engine to be quiet, some people like the engine to be louder. I personally, my MDX is not loud whatsoever. I like the fact that when you get on the gas, it kind of has that grunt to it. This one is probably a little bit too quiet for me. You still can hear it a little bit, and it still makes a decent sound, but mine definitely makes a louder sound, 100%. But this is just so much more refined, so much more quiet. The radio outshines the one in my car 100-fold. It's so much better, the radio in the in this MDX than it is my 2020. And like I said, I love that it's got the wireless charging, the wireless Bluetooth to the infotainment, whereas you've got to plug mine in. I love that the dash and that the speedometer is actually digital. For whatever reason, even in the 2020, I just think it was a little bit silly that they did not put a digital dash in the 2020 model. It's actually very frustrating, because even Honda Civics of old have got a digital dash. My daughter has a 2010 Honda Civic LSX or LXS-S, and that has a digital dash in it. So it's like, come on, Acura, you couldn't put a digital dash in a, you know, pretty much almost brand new Acura MDX. Just seems kind of silly, but you know, that's just my opinion. But this is a really nice driving car. I won't hesitate to tell you how much I got mine for. When we bought our MDX about 2 years ago, we got it for about $33,000, and it only had about it was either 29 or 31,000 miles on the clock. So still a pretty new car. It still had factory warranty on it, yada yada. This is a brand new MDX. Granted, it's got almost no miles on it, but they are asking over 60,000 for this. 60,700 is around the number that they're asking for it. So the question is, do I think it's worth getting a newer car with no miles on it, or getting a slightly used MDX for basically half the price? I mean, it's a shade. It is a shade under being half the price for a black MDX with the technology package. In my opinion, I love this car. I would buy one because I really like the MDXs, but I would probably wait until there's more of these on the used market, and I would get a certified used one, just so that you don't take that depreciation hit. Because there's no way that this car, even with the nicer interior, is worth double what my car, which is only 5 years older, is worth. If you actually don't know what you're looking at, and you're just looking at both the cars and you're not an MDX familiar person, you probably will actually think that these cars are the same vehicle, because there's not much difference in the styling at all. That's the interesting part. So if you can't really tell the difference in styling, and to be honest with you, I'm going to show you a side-by-side. I personally think that the 2020 style is better than the 2025 style. So is it worth paying double? So I would be getting an interior that's nicer, but an exterior that I don't like as much. I still like it, but I don't like it quite as much as the 2020. So, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You guys let me know what you think. On the highway, I know I'm not on the highway right now, but I've been driving it, you know, on the highway before I even did this review. It's very quiet on the highway. And visibility when you look around is very good in this car. So there's no complaints from me about this car other than I just like my 2020 more, especially for the price. I'm going to leave my Lawson score up on the screen somewhere around here. Don't forget, like the video. If you've got any questions about this vehicle, leave a comment down below. Tell me if you've got one. What do you think about your new MDX? And subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so my channel can grow. And I will see you guys in the next video.